I'm Rosie Chandler. Welcome to our Arla farm, this open farm Sunday. I'm sorry we can't have you here in person this year, but we just wanted to tell you a little bit about what we're doing here. I farm here in mid Staffordshire with my brother Mike Madders. We have 280 dairy cows, and we also breed all our own young stock, and I'll show you some of the youngsters later. This is the majority of our dairy herd out grazing at the moment between milkings. So we've done first milking this morning at 5 AM. We graze during the day and we'll go in again between 3 and 4 o'clock for their second milking, and then they'll stay in overnight and be fed with a mixture of silage, maize and grass silage, to make sure they're getting a fully balanced diet so they can produce good quality milk to be sent to Arla's dairy in Aylesbury. So I've just come to feed some of these young heifers. These have been out at grass this summer from May and will stay out till about October. But we just give them a little bit of supplemental feed to make sure they're getting the nutrition they need to keep growing and to give them a bit of extra energy to keep warm on days like today when, even though it's August, it's pouring with rain. So I'm going to pour out their feed, but I won't be able to do audio at the same time, but you can watch. Thank you. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, we supplement the cow's feed as well as going out to grass for about 8 hours a day at this time of year. We also feed them when they come in the evenings and then through the winter months with crops that we grow through the summer and autumn. So this is grass silage. So during the summer months when the grass is growing well, we harvest as much as we can, treat it and compact it, and then that preserves it so we can keep that for many months and keep feeding it to the cattle. And this is maize silage, so that's the really tall sort of corn on the cob crop that you'll see in the fields. That's all chopped up as a whole crop and makes this maize silage. And then we have a dairy nutritionist who comes and samples these for us, checks the quality of them, and then works out what additional nutrition the cattle need to enable them to maintain good body condition and produce good quality milk, and to make sure all their nutritional needs are being met, basically. And then he sets a diet for them, and so we will add to this elements of minerals and other nutrients to make sure that the cows have a balanced and healthy diet. Thanks. From here you get a really good view of the original farm. So there was about 200 acres in the original church farm, which our family moved to in 1890. So my brother and I are the 5th generation to farm this farm, although we've added to it each generation, so we're now farming just over 1,000 acres. We use about 400 acres to grow forage crops for the cattle, the grass and the maize, and then about 600 acres to go combinable crops. So if we just go along here, you can see the forage maize that's growing, and that will be made into the maize silage that I showed you in the yard at the dairy. So this now, apart from the very edge of the crop, is pretty well as tall as me, and that will grow to about 12 or 14 feet high, and that will be harvested as a whole crop, including all the cobs and the stem, in October. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to my little tour of Church Farm today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you get the opportunity to do some of the other Arla Farm tours today. Thanks then, bye bye.